everybody, it's Kelly, and today I'm back with a new layout in the series for product placement, which Rachel Reynolds and I do together as a collaboration. So we take one supply each month and then use it on a layout, and whether that means we use it up or use it in new ways, it's kind of whatever we think. So Claire, one of my subscribers, suggested that we do border strips, and I sent that suggestion to Rachel and she thought it was a great idea. So here we are doing border strips this month. So I donate my scraps to my sister-in-law because she is a 4th grade teacher and they do journals, and they use all of my paper scraps, or they use my paper scraps in those journals, and they call it the good paper. So you may have heard me talk about that before. That includes my border strips because I do use them, but oftentimes I find I don't. So I never feel that guilty when I send them off to them because I know they're using them. So what I did is I just was at a scrapbook retreat, and I had months worth of scraps, and I got those all in a box to send to her. But when I heard Claire's suggestion about the border strips, I pulled all those out and set them aside. So what I've kind of done here is loosely group them into some like orange and navy and black and white, multicolored, more different kinds of multicolored, browns, pinks, like a patriotic theme. I pulled those groupings together to try to decide how I could possibly use them. My pink is like out of hand over here, crazy. But anyway, so, oh, and there's red in here too. And I kind of pulled those, I have them here, but I didn't get them pulled apart. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna first start pulling things that I don't think will work in. And one of those things right here is this Fa La 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 strip. That's Christmas, and I'm not going to do that. I originally was going to make the border, or make the layout the way I have it planned, and then choose a picture. I have a hard time doing that, so I chose a picture already. This is of a running watch that I got last summer to help me run. I'm planning on doing a half marathon this year, so knowing what my progress is during a run is really important. So that's that. So that's kind of what I'm going to be using. Fortunately, the watch is white with rose gold, so that'll be easy. Then, so that doesn't work. I also think this color doesn't work that well. I know there's like oranges and that kind of stuff in here, but this feels really ivory colored to me, and the rest of these strips are not. So I'm going to probably pull that aside, not use it. This as well, I'm going to pull aside and not use because I think I want to go towards brighter colors, like in these kinds of families here. This will be a good one as well too. Then the other thing that I'm looking at here is I have all these lovely Elle Studio label borders, and I don't know why I didn't do this, but these can be cut up and put in my my die cuts. So I'm going to put those aside as well. Then this as well I don't think works. It's in that same kind of ivory color. So I'm going to pull that aside. There also, this like photoreal arrow one is not going to work, and I'm thinking like these cork pieces probably are not going to work either, so I'm going to pull that out. I'm also seeing, as I'm looking at this, these are more creamy ivory backgrounds, so I'm going to pull that out as well. So now you see kind of how I'm working with these things and kind of pulling things apart, looking at them, that kind of a thing. The scissors one's cute. I probably won't use that. But anyway, so that's how I'm kind of looking at this. So what I'm going to do is figure out how the heck I'm going to do this, and then get started, I guess. That's where I go next. So now you can kind of see what I have to work with. And we'll go from there, I guess. So I'm going to shut you off and then shut the video off and then restart again in fast forward. Okay, so I'm going to start with these multicolored strips because that's going to provide like the basic colors that this layout is going to be constructed of. And I'm really sorry, but I did not realize how low I had gotten this. You can't see the bottom of this right now. And what I'm doing is I'm just sort of putting things on and playing with how it looks to my eye. So you can see kind of the bottom of the red strip right now. Now that is a double strip, and I'm not going to use the like sprinkles piece. It was the border strip plus another border strip from a cut apart. I'm adding in some navy because I want to echo some of that blue on the bottom, and I keep shifting this just to kind of play with it for myself. And I'm just trying to keep in mind that like I don't want the exact same thing in all the places. So I'm just continuing to work through things, finding colors that I think I need. Like I thought here I needed like a darker strip of aqua. Thought maybe I needed some darker there as well. All while trying to keep this all straight at the same time too. Adding in another one of those multicolored papers that sort of keep things all sort of together kind of in mind. Okay, so playing again, maybe getting a little green in here, and then realizing I need some red to cap this off. Hey everybody, I'm back. So this is I wanted to show you this as it's done here. So this is what my layout looks like, just the background of my layout. And really, as you're doing this, just keep in mind, don't get too hung up on exactly how the strips go, because it's really a sum of the parts that makes this interesting. And I have to show you something. Look at this up here. This is crooked because somewhere my strips are smaller on this side, and it looks like it's actually this one right here. So my strip, this strip here, I think maybe is smaller, or something's going on here. So actually these strips are not the same at the top. I am not going to get hung up on that as well. It's about having fun, not being a perfectionist. So leave those perfectionist desires somewhere else when you do this, because it's probably not going to happen. And I realized I have to adjust my camera a little bit because it's hard to kind of see the full width of the layout here. So I will do that before I start over again. But now I have to decide, how am I getting this photo on there? Because if I do that, you're going to totally lose the photo. So I'm going to have to matte this, or at least I think I'm going to have to matte this. I could matte it in black, I could matte it in white. I'll probably try that and show you what those look like. The other thing is, I know a lot of these are clear, bright colors. There's a lot of Elle Studio in here as well. So I think I'm going to go to my Elle Studio paper packs and see what happens. I'm thinking somehow a lot of this is going to have to be contained on some sort of mat or something. I'm not sure what that's going to look like, so that will be next. But I started at the bottom and glued all the way up. Kind of checked it at one point when I was around in here to see how the strips worked out, because I eliminated this strip here. I decided to take that one out just because it didn't appear to be working for me very well. And actually, I'm looking at this and I'm almost liking, I took that strip out and now I'm almost liking how that looks up there, but no, I guess not. Actually, yeah, I don't. Here's why. These diagonals are going this way. This diagonal is going this way. And maybe that's part of why I took that out, because it just doesn't look right to me. I may shift this back down a little bit, and I think that'll help with the crookedness here. But it is what it is, and I'm just gonna go looking for something to map this photo on, and like something for my title, that kind of a thing. I'm thinking maybe black is what I'm thinking for a title, so that you can really read this. But we'll see what happens. So back on fast forward again. Okay, so I tried the white cardstock behind the photo. I didn't like it, but I like the black. Now I'm thinking about maybe a color behind. The yellow and that pink seem to be getting lost, as does this aqua, because there's a lot of aqua and blue in that. I do like that pink, however. So now I'm looking at the two pinks together, and that lighter pink has there's a lot of lighter pinks in it. So I decided to go with that darker pink because it stands out a little bit more. And then on top of that, I decided to just use a very thin black cardstock border on this photo. And that's because the photo has some yellowy pink undertones, and the black border kind of helps it stand off a little bit. So now I'm kind of trying to figure out where I want to lay this and where I should cut that pink paper, that pink matted paper there. And by the way, guys, those are miscellaneous photo border strips from all over the place, lots of different manufacturers. I'm thinking I want to do a yellow card. I like that You Can Do It, but there's no journaling room there. So I decided to go with this yellow gridded one to give me more room to journal. The You Can Do It is important because this is a running watch for me, and the You Can Do It is all about, you know, helping me achieve some goals, running goals that I have. So that's what that's about. All right, so now I'm working with this foam title here from Amy Tangerine Thickers. It's the Twins Thickers. Originally I was thinking about running it along a straight line, but then you won't be able to see any of the border strips because the pink photo mat would have to cover the whole entire thing. Sorry guys. So I decided to put the 2B on top there, and then cut that pink piece a little bit shorter. Not quite sure what that's going to be yet. I'll play with that a little bit. So there we go. I can tell there what I want it to be cut to. And I'm liking the way that it is. And I really like that journaling card with just that little pop of yellow, just sort of playing around with where these are going to land. And frankly, I spend entirely too much time trying to figure this particular piece, this out here, how I want that to land. I think if I'd made it like a row longer, it would have been better, but sometimes that's hard to tell. You think you have it and then you don't. All right, so what I am going to do to help this stand out is use that Memento Dewdrop ink in gray flannel to help this just kind of pop just a little bit more. And then I will also ink my journaling card as well. And I have a little bit more of a border on the right than the left, just because there is more space to the right side than the left, but not a lot. And again, now I'm going back again, trying to decide how I want this to land, because again, if I'd cut it probably a row longer, that would have been sort of perfect to my eye, but it's fine the way it is. It's you know, really, I'm the only person who will ever notice that. All right, so there is that title again from the Amy Tangerine Twins Thickers there. And just kind of, because the title is kind of wonky, just trying to get that there. So I like how the two kind of nestles into the beginning of the continued, and then the B. The reason it's to be continued is that I am going to do a half marathon this year, and so that running watch is going to help me do that. I just brought that out to show you that, yay, I finished off this particular thicker sheet. I have about 3 or 4 of them, and then I remembered that I'd pulled the ampersand off that sheet and put it on another one, and because it's a to be continued, so and would be the rest of the story, I thought that worked really well. I'm grabbing this foam star from the American Crafts Thickers Hello Joy Thickers, and I sort of like that way that looks, so I don't know, stars made sense to me. I did try this heart, but I didn't like it as well. I sort of like the straight lines of the heart versus the star versus the rounded lines of the heart. And then I'm going to add a couple more of the stars, so that is all of the stars off of that Hello Joy sheet. And I like the black on there because any other color I think would have had a really hard time because it would not have stood off from the back. So I have this sheet of blue stars from the Bella Boulevard Puffy Star Stickers. This is the blueberry mix, and I'm going to add these in with the black stars. I like the darkness of the dark blue color here, so I'll add those in. right, and just getting them repositioned. All right, guys, that's basically the end of the layout. Here's the still shot and a couple of detail shots. Hope you guys are all well. Don't forget to go to Rachel's video. I'll link that in the description. Bye, everybody.